As the Docian tribulation came to an end, Xiao Yin naturally broke through to the early stage of 3-star Docian. Early stage of 3-star Docian. In the quiet sacred flame space, Xiao Yin slowly stood up and casually threw 2 punches. Immediately, a heavy Do Qi transformed into a fierce gust of wind, scattering in all directions. Though it seemed like a casual strike, the energy within it was vastly different from when he was a 2-star Docian. Such a terrifying attack could easily injure a 2-star Docian expert. Now, if I encounter a 2-star Docian, I could probably defeat them with ease, Xiao Yin said with a smile, his voice now calm and composed. And in the 4 continents competition, the strength of most outstanding disciples will likely be at the 3-star Docian level, but even now, I'm not far behind true 3-star Docian experts. With a smile, Xiao Yin casually waved his hand, and the sacred flame space vanished in an instant, his figure reappearing atop the seal spirit crystal. Hee. It hasn't even been 7 days, and brother Xiao Yin has already broken through to the early stage of 3-star Docian. Truly impressive talent. As Xiao Yin appeared, he immediately saw Mu Gu, who was alerting his soul avatar, and said, "Mid-stage of 3-star Docian?" Xiao Yin glanced at Mu Gu, only to realize that this guy had also made a breakthrough in just a few days, reaching the mid-stage of 3-star Docian. Not long ago, Mu Gu had just broken through to the early stage of 3-star Docian. Even if the sacred earth spring was valuable, it shouldn't have been enough to cross such a level. After all, the difference between the early and mid stages of 3-star Docian was like a chasm. It was clear that Mu Gu had some secrets up his sleeve. Hee. Mu Gu grinned. Boom. At the same time, a brilliant burst of thunderous energy erupted from the soul avatar hovering in midair, sending out waves of gray thunder like death itself, frantically surging outward. This guy succeeded as well, Xiao Yin noted, not particularly worried, even feeling a slight sense of joy. You made it as well? The soul avatar's eyes slowly opened. Unlike Xiao Yan's deep, dark pupils, the avatar's eyes were filled with flickering thunder, gray thunder flashing like death itself. Its aura was also at the early stage of 3-star Docian, but the overwhelming thunderous power surrounding it caused even Xiao Yin to feel a slight dizziness. Your current state is quite formidable, Xiao Yin said. My power level increases as my main body grows stronger, and the upper limit depends on the strength of my soul power, the soul avatar replied. However, after absorbing the thunderous power of the beast tribulation, something mutated within me. What change? Xiao Yin quickly asked. Aside from the attributes you possess, I've also gained a thunder attribute. This thunder attribute exists within me. In other words, I can now use thunder-type Do Qi. The soul avatar spoke slowly. Looks like you're my trump card, Xiao Yin said with a sly smile after hearing the soul avatar's words. Thunder Fire Wood, 3 attributes, 2 destructive, 1 protective. This would allow Xiao Yin to function like a mobile artillery later on. By the way, we're special, so why don't I give you a name? It will make it easier to tell us apart. Xiao Yin said. Whatever. The soul avatar clearly didn't care about names, responding with a hint of indifference. How about Xiao Lei? Xiao Yin said slowly. Thunder power. Xiao Lei, huh? Sounds good. The soul avatar exclaimed happily. Xiao Yin, Xiao Lei, we are one, Xiao Yin said slowly. Originally, Xiao Yin had planned to give his soul avatar a name, but the changes after absorbing the beast tribulation's thunder power brought him great joy. In battle, even if one of them is defeated, having 2 identical power signatures attack together would create a spectacular scene. No matter who it is, it's an irresistible attraction. Besides, with the thunder power on Xiao Lei, even opponents of the same level would find it hard to resist, as this thunder power contains both the power of the Thunder Lord and the beast tribulation. You too. Mu Gu, standing nearby, couldn't help but be surprised. The dazzling thunderous power on the newly formed Xiao Lei. Even Mu Gu felt a headache from it. Come back. You're my secret weapon, back in the Soul Sea. Within the spirit palace of Xiao Yan's Soul Sea, strands of soul power continuously flowed towards Xiao Lei's body, clearly maintaining the special bond between the two. However, Xiao Yin knew that although his current strength was only at the early 3-star Douxian level, if he summoned his soul clone, Xiao Lei, to fight alongside him, their combined power of Dou Qi and their joint attack would be enough to confront even a late-stage or even a perfected 3-star Douxian expert. This was Xiao Yan's reliance. You brat. You really have so many tricky ideas. Forming a soul clone and continuously nurturing it with soul power, even letting the soul clone devour the beast tribulation to cause a transformation. Such methods are beyond what most people can do. After all, if anything happens to the soul clone, the cost would be too great. Yet you really have guts. Soon, the Earth Demon Bear Man's figure slowly appeared. He looked at Xiao Yin, his voice full of admiration. While forming a soul clone has its advantages, in the Great Thousand Worlds, the disadvantages still outweigh them, which is why no powerful expert would ever use this method. After all, even if the soul clone is summoned to fight, if the enemy kills the soul clone first, as long as the clone is heavily wounded or destroyed, the main body would also face disaster. However, if the enemy doesn't eliminate the soul clone right away, then they would have to face the devastating attacks of the two of them. So, while a soul clone technique has its pros and cons, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Xiao Yin understood that the Earth Demon Bear was expressing concern. He nodded slowly, but he had no choice. After all, they were in the ghost realm, and his sacred flame power was restricted. Without some hidden trump cards, how could he face the 4 continents competition? Not to mention the ferocious soul domain above it. Since you're ready, let's go. I'll take you straight to the mountain peak to meet up with your main forces. Before long, the Earth Demon Bear's figure flickered again and led the two towards the heavenly Nether mountain range. Meanwhile, the forces from Thunder Valley and Yuan Sect had also arrived at the peak of the heavenly Nether mountain range during the few days Xiao Yin and Mu Gu had left, but they had encountered some difficult challenges. The heavenly Nether mountain range was the only path to enter the heavenly Nether Villa. Only by passing through the various trials set by the heavenly Nether Villa could one have the opportunity to participate in the 4 continents competition. After all, these trials also serve to reduce the number of competitors to some extent. At this moment, on the mountain peak surrounded by mist, many figures were moving. After reaching the peak, these figures stopped and all turned their gazes towards the peak, their eyes filled with fear, as if there was something on the peak that caused them to be afraid. Kifi, what should we do now? On a flat area, several strong figures from Thunder Valley, led by Duan Kifi, gathered together and spoke softly. This was the very peak of the heavenly Nether mountain range, the final hurdle to enter the heavenly Nether Villa. The group stood at the peak, and the area was quite unusual. The top of the mountain was a strange, round peak. The main part of the peak was flat, with an area of about a few hundred meters, surrounded by lush ancient trees and rocks. Some yellow sand with strange power surrounded the peak as if protecting it. The moment one crossed this sandy area, it felt as if something bad might happen. This peak should be the connection to the space leading into the heavenly Nether Villa, but something feels off. It doesn't seem that simple. Everyone, be cautious. Yun Chimei's beautiful eyes kept scanning the peak. Using her powerful soul strength, she faintly detected an ancient fluctuation emanating from the peak, which made her feel uneasy. Xiao Yin and Mu Gu haven't returned yet, and we've lost some of our strength. Let's stay on guard for now and discuss further once they return. Remember, don't cross the yellow sand line and enter the peak. If something happens, it will be troublesome. Duan Kifi's beautiful eyes flashed, and her gaze was fixed on the peak, her eyes crackling with a mysterious, thunderous energy. She seemed to sense a faint, dim glow emanating from within the mysterious peak and solemnly instructed. Upon hearing Duan Kifi's words, the others slowly nodded. As for Duan Tianhong, the powerful expert, he acted as if nothing was wrong and made no move or comment. What's going on? Step aside. I need to speak with your leader. Duan Qifei and the others turned to look, only to see a graceful figure slowly approaching them. This figure was none other than their companion from Yuan Sect, Yuan Hong. I remember this person. She's from Yuan Sect. Her name is Yuan Hong, right? Feng Yu remarked. Indeed, it's her. And her strength might even surpass that of Mu Gu, Yun Qi said. shaking her head slightly. Let's go see. Duan Qifei, aware of the gravity of the situation, didn't hesitate and immediately led Yun Qi, Lu Qing, and herself towards Yuan Hong. Is there something wrong? Lu Qing, who had been silent, finally spoke with a hint of reproach as they stood before Yuan Hong. Clearly, Yuan Hong had been putting pressure on her. I'm here to discuss something with you, Yuan Hong said flatly, her voice devoid of any emotional fluctuation. What is it? Duan Qifei stepped forward and asked. Where's Xiao Yin? Bring him out. If he's here, together we can unravel the mystery of this mountain peak. With that done, entering Heavenly Nether Villa will be a breeze. Yuan Hong scanned the area behind them before continuing. Although the three women were strong, they were clearly not capable of breaking the mystery of the mountain peak. Xiao Yin is not here. If you have something to say, just tell us, Yun Qi said with a dangerous smile at the corners of her mouth. I see. Yuan Hong's gaze faltered as she withdrew her eyes, confirming with her senses that Xiao Yin was indeed absent. Do you know the secret of the Heavenly Nether Mountain Range? Suddenly, Yuan Hong asked with an eerie tone, her voice carrying a strange quality. The secret of the Heavenly Nether Mountain Range? The three women were stunned, clearly unaware of any such secret. The peak before you is the summit of the Heavenly Nether Mountain Range, and the only way to enter Heavenly Nether Villa? Yuan Hong spoke slowly. We know that. The three women replied. However, the yellow sand that separates the peak from the outside world is peculiar. Combined with the mountain's mysteries, the summit is not easy to access, Yuan Hong said. What exactly do you want? After a moment, the three women were bewildered by Yuan Hong's words, unable to hold back a reproachful tone. I'm here to seek cooperation. Though the peak is strange, we have means to counter it. If you send people to protect us, we can unravel the mountain's mystery and enter Heavenly Nether Villa together. How about it? Yuan Hong's lips curled into a smile. This person. Duan Qifei was secretly surprised. Let us consider it and get back to you tomorrow, Yun Qi said, and with that, the three women returned to their camp to discuss. Tomorrow? Very well. This peak is clearly a formation. Without Yuan Sek's help, you won't be able to get inside, Yuan Hong muttered as she turned and left, heading back to her own camp. Boom. Where are we? Just as both forces were discussing their plans, the ground at the foot of the mountain suddenly trembled violently. The earth shifted, forming a deep, bottomless pit, from which a ragged voice soon emerged. Heh, my mistake. It's been too long since I used the earth element to move. A figure emerged from the pit, followed by the earth demon bear man, who apologized with a sheepish grin. Let's go. I've sensed her presence. Let's rendezvous, Xiao Yin said, casting a helpless glance at the earth demon bear before heading toward the Thunder Valley stronghold. This place, it seems quite different from before, the earth demon bear remarked, his gaze drifting toward the sand-obscured mountain peak. These people, they're really lucky. But this Xiao Yin, with the great heavenly seed, sacred flame, that strange thunder power, and the girl from Thunder Valley, Yuan sect, and so on. It seems Duan Tianhong came prepared, and Yuan's sect, which had been dormant for so many years, is finally ready to shine again. How intriguing! Meanwhile, at the summit, a faint murmuring could be heard from within a milky white mist. This mist had been following both groups since the beginning, and the figure within it possessed strength on par with Duan Tianhong. Xiao Yin, you've returned? When Xiao Yin and the Earth Demon Bear finally returned to the Thunder Valley camp, everyone cheered. After all, both Xiao Yin's strength and reputation were commanding in the Thunder Valley. Let's get to the point. Now, this is troublesome. Xiao Yin spoke in a deep voice. Whoosh! As soon as Xiao Yin's voice fell, colorful energies surged from all around, and at the same time, a wave of oppressive force spread out. Thud! With a sound, the ground beneath everyone's feet surged, and the Earth Demon Bear appeared once again. It actually triggered the formation. As soon as the Earth Demon Bear emerged, the space was completely sealed, to the point where even spatial powers couldn't escape. What in the world is this? Xiao Yin couldn't help but ask. This is a formation, called the Ancient Cosmic Formation. Yuan Yin gently spoke at the same time. Ancient cosmic formation? How could that be? This formation was used by ancient powerhouses to suppress the extraterritorial evil clan. How could it appear here? Xiao exclaimed in shock upon hearing this. This formation isn't complete, it's just an imprint version, but it's more than enough to deal with us 3-star Docian, Yin continued. And right now, it's still at the very beginning stage. It hasn't fully unleashed its power yet, Hong added softly from the side. Rumble. As the group spoke, the yellow energy from the ancient cosmic formation began to spread throughout the mountain, and in an instant, destructive force rained down, obliterating everything in its path, leaving not a single plant or tree untouched. When the yellow light touched the plants and trees, they instantly turned to dust and completely vanished. Now, the real fun begins. The eerie white mist flickered once more, and a cold laugh followed. Meanwhile, Tianhong and the leaders from Yuan sect were transported out of the mountain the moment the formation activated. While the formation is still incomplete, we must destroy it. Otherwise, we'll all be buried with it, Xiao said, his gaze slowly sweeping around. He noticed that the spatial door, now drained of Do Qi from the fallen disciples, was surrounded by mysterious yellow glowing patterns, clearly signs of the formation's power being released. The ancient aura within those patterns was intense. Xiao could even sense that it posed a lethal threat to the extraterritorial evil clan, but it also harbored a unique, devastating force that, if fully activated, would undoubtedly spell disaster for them all. Big brother, give me some time, Yuan said as the cosmic jade wall on her forehead slowly began to move, releasing waves of mysterious energy. It was clear that the cosmic jade wall was connected to the ancient cosmic formation in some rare way, but even Yuan would need some time. Mu Gu, protect them. I'll go take a look. Xiao grunted coldly. His body was immediately enveloped by fiery Do Qi, and with a sudden lunge, he charged toward the spatial door. Someone had to stop it in this moment of crisis. Buzz, buzz, buzz. As Xiao closed in on the spatial door, a sharp, chilling aura erupted, causing his scalp to tingle. Whoosh! In an instant, Xiao was engulfed by the yellow light and disappeared from the other's sight. Where did Xiao go? Yun Qimei frowned and asked seriously. He's probably been absorbed into a separate space by the ancient cosmic formation. Yuan Hong replied. We need to leave, don't let the yellow light touch us, or we'll be sucked in as well, Yuan Hong said. She quickly scooped up the unconscious Yuan and hurriedly fled. Trust him, Duan Qifei said to the others, before leading them in all directions to avoid the spreading yellow light. Strangely enough, wherever the yellow light spread, even the fallen disciples who had lost their strength and slipped into unconsciousness were consumed and sucked into the spatial door. Damn! Xiao cursed as he was swallowed by the yellow light of the ancient cosmic formation, only to find himself in a strange space. Boom! At this moment, Xiao stood within a massive circular formation, its surroundings completely covered by dozens of enormous, unknown humanoid sculptures. The formation was etched into the ground, with countless hard stone blocks arranged in large, intricate patterns that seemed to envelop the entire space. This strange space gave Xiao the immediate sense of heaviness. The space was devoid of color, with only the solid formation beneath his feet, resembling a floating plane suspended in midair. On this plane, there was only one formation, its powerful energies writhing and pulsating. The dozens of eerie sculptures surrounding the formation made Xiao feel an acute sense of danger. Boom! Xiao pupils contracted tightly as he suddenly saw the formation beneath his feet burst forth with strange glows, followed by a wave of destructive aura that spread out. Soul power. Xiao didn't dare to slack off, immediately unleashing all his soul power in an attempt to defend. Buzz buzz. The brilliant ancient patterns effortlessly transformed into a yellow energy body, floating in midair within the formation, exuding a sharp and menacing aura as it stared at Xiao. This formation, it really is incomplete. Seeing this, Xiao slowly calmed down. Though the legendary reputation of the ancient cosmic formation was widely known, even in the Great Thousand Worlds, the version before him was far from a perfect replica, and its power was barely a fraction of the original. Buzz buzz. Despite this, the yellow light still surged forward, filling the space with an explosive aura, like a barrel of gunpowder ready to ignite. Thud. Without hesitation, the yellow light shot toward Xiao with earth-shaking momentum. Fire, come! Xiao, seeing this, pushed his power to the limit. Waves of flames erupted from his body like a tidal wave. Buzz buzz. In the next moment, a lightning-fast energy surged from deep within Xiao body, easily devouring the yellow light before him under his watchful eyes. This? Xiao frowned involuntarily, staring at the strange object before him that emitted an eerie glow. This formation stone is a relic of a senior. Why would it resonate with the ancient cosmic formation? And after devouring the power of the formation, its aura seems to have become even stronger? What's going on? As the danger approached, Xiao could not help but mutter, gazing at the mysterious formation stone. It seems the heavenly Nether Villa has quite a few treasures. The ancient cosmic formation must be stored within the heavenly Nether Villa. This formation stone is deeply connected to the ancient cosmic formation, and perhaps it can control the formation. The power of the ancient cosmic formation is beyond your imagination. If you can control it, it would be a tremendous help to you. However, the heavenly Nether Villa may harbor the extraterritorial evil clan. At this moment, the Devourer of Souls spoke lightly, his voice carrying an admiration for the ancient cosmic formation. Is the ancient cosmic formation really that mysterious? Xiao asked, surprised. Naturally. The ancient cosmic formation is both offensive and defensive, and for the extraterritorial evil clan, it's one of the most torturous methods. However, what you're facing now cannot be called the ancient cosmic formation. It doesn't even have 1/10 of the original's power. This is likely just a test from the heavenly Nether Villa. The Devourer of Souls explained. Forget it. Since it's resolved, let's head into the heavenly Nether Villa first. The core of the 4 continents competition. I hope it won't disappoint me. Xiao smiled loudly and swiftly put the formation stone away, then changed his hand seals to activate the space-traversing seal again. Boom! As the core power of the formation was absorbed by Xiao formation stone, the strange force began to slowly fade, and multicolored lights scattered from the light gate, heading toward the unconscious disciples. This guy, I didn't expect him to have some real strength. At that moment, Yuan Hong, watching Xiao emerge from the shifting space, couldn't help but comment. Being proficient in formations herself, she had already sensed when the core power of the formation was absorbed. The formation is broken. Count the number of people. Once everyone is gathered, we'll enter the heavenly Nether Villa. Xiao slowly addressed the group below. After his words, Xiao descended to the ground, recovering his breath. To the others, his figure now appeared towering and mighty, standing like a giant that could not be toppled. Huff, huff. This guy. As the crisis passed, the many unconscious disciples began to regain consciousness. Upon seeing Xiao figure, a sense of self-blame surged within them, clearly realizing their earlier actions had been too rash. In an instant, the mountain peaks returned to their original state. The mysterious light gate at the heart of the mountain slowly came into view. Now that we're ready, let's go. Xiao glanced at both teams, now fully assembled, and smiled gently. Let's go. The next moment, everyone flashed and entered the light gate. Heh, you 2 old fellows. 3 figures appeared, Yuan Xiao, Duan Tianhong, and the mysterious figure responsible for their assessment. Deacon Feng? Yuan Xiao, who had just emerged, was surprised to see the middle-aged man before him. Although Yuan Xiao did not know Duan Tianhong, the overlord of the eastern continent, he was quite familiar with the man in front of him. This person held a prominent position and considerable strength within the heavenly Nether Villa, so Yuan Xiao naturally showed him respect. It seems both of your factions are well prepared for this, Deacon Feng said with a smile. Upon seeing Duan Tianhong, he also showed respect. While his own strength was formidable, it was clear he was still far from the true overlord of the eastern continent. Hehe, Yuan Xiao chuckled. Let's go. We'll discuss this further inside, Deacon Feng said. He had noticed some subtle fluctuations of power around Duan Tianhong, as if he was holding something back. Without another word, the three of them simultaneously stepped into the light gate. Whoosh! As Xiao Yin and the others stepped into the gate, they were immediately transported through the spatial portal to another realm in just a few breaths. This was none other than the location of Heavenly Nether Villa. It turned out that the Heavenly Nether Villa was a specially crafted space, created by a powerful being. This is Heavenly Nether Villa? Everyone stared in awe as they looked at the breathtaking scene before them, their voices filled with astonishment. They had appeared on a mountain peak, which seemed to be the point where the spatial portal opened. Looking down the mountainside, they were stunned to see a path made entirely of a sea of flowers. From their vantage point, they could clearly see that at the end of this flower-filled path stood the grand Heavenly Nether Villa, which made a deep impression on them. The villa was an immense, square-shaped structure surrounded by clouds and mist, adding to its mysterious aura. The many peculiar buildings around it made this place the true core of the four continents. On each of the four sides of the square city were massive complexes, and at the center of the city stood a majestic residence, the true headquarters of Heavenly Nether Villa. The surrounding buildings appeared to be there merely to accentuate the main villa. Isn't it impressive? Duan Qifei smiled when she saw their shocked expressions. Having been here before, she was familiar with the place. Heavenly Nether Villa is truly magnificent, Mu Gu marveled, surprised by how much larger it was compared to their eastern continent's Thunder Realm. Heavenly Nether Villa is the law enforcement headquarters of Soul Heaven, so it has always played the role of enforcer across the four continents, Duan Qifei continued. This is the main base of Heavenly Nether Villa. The buildings around it are for powerful individuals who have made notable contributions to the four continents. Only they have the privilege to live here. Given the villa's exalted status, every strong cultivator in the four continents takes pride in being able to reside here, Duan Qifei explained slowly, looking at the grand villa in the distance. Let's head in, Xiao Yin said with a smile after a brief pause. Heh. So you are the participants of the four continents competition? Just then, as the two groups started moving, a hearty laugh echoed through the air. Who? Xiao Yin and Yun Qi, immediately sensing the source of the voice with their spiritual power, became alert. Heh, no need to worry. I am Tian Fu, the guide who will lead you to Heavenly Nether Villa. A white light appeared before them, coalescing into a young man of similar age to Xiao Yin and the others. The man was dressed in scholarly attire, his demeanor refined. He looked gentle and unassuming, like a scholar well-versed in ancient texts. Tian Fu, a 3-star Docian? Xiao Yin nodded slowly, recognizing the man's formidable strength. Please follow me. I will take you to the resting area. Once the other participants finish their trials and enter Heavenly Nether Villa, the competition rules will be announced. Tian Fu said with a smile. In the meantime, you may rest. Also, within Heavenly Nether Villa, there are countless rare treasures and miraculous pills. If you wish, you may explore the area. However, the trading system here is different from the outside world. Here, only barter is accepted, Tian Fu added with a grin. It seems there's still some time before the competition begins. I wonder if I'll be able to find the last ingredient for the undying fire here, Xiao Yin said with a smile. Please, follow me. This place really is bustling. As everyone walked along the square-shaped streets, they were amazed by the extreme hustle and bustle around them. The dazzling array of goods left them in awe, with many items that even Xiao Yin had never seen before. We've arrived. This will be your place of residence. In an instant, sky subjugation led everyone to a quiet courtyard on the eastern side of Four-Cornered City. After quickly arranging their resting places, he smiled and said, The east side of Four-Cornered City, huh? Xiao Yin nodded slowly upon hearing this. However, he couldn't help but notice that the four directions, north, south, east, and west, seemed to have varying degrees of prosperity. The eastern side, clearly, was not the most thriving area, but he didn't pay it much mind, as he was confident about his chances in the four continents competition. Never mind. Everyone's pretty tired today. Let's rest early, Xiao Yin said as he slowly made his way back to his room to rest. He then took out the formation scroll Yuan Yin had given him and began to study it. As for Duan Tianhong and the people from Thunder Valley, there was little cause for concern. After all, Duan Tianhong was a genuine 5-star Do Xian, an existence revered by everyone, even within Heavenly Nether Villa.